When you step past 60, something very interesting happens that people rarely talk about. Your body starts to retell the story of your life through the tiniest daily habits. Hi, my name is Dr. Thomas Reed. I've been working with patients over 50 for more than 30 years here in the United States. I also spend a lot of time on YouTube talking about health, muscles, and independence, because I truly believe your 60s and 70s are not the end of the road. They're a new chapter where you actually get to choose how you want to live. Today I want you and me to look at something that sounds so ordinary, almost trivial, a slice of bread. Sounds too simple, doesn't it? But stay with me for a moment. I want you to picture this. It's morning. You wake up, make a cup of coffee. You grab 2 slices of bread, pop them into the toaster, and hear that familiar little ding. Maybe you've done this every morning for 20 or 30 years. You spread a little butter or jam, sit down at the table. It all happens so quickly that you probably never stop to ask yourself, are these 2 slices of bread helping me get stronger, or quietly stealing muscle from my body? Sounds a bit dramatic, right? But this is exactly what I see very clearly in my clinic. One of my patients, Mark, 67, once said to me, "Doctor, I don't eat that badly. I don't eat a lot of fried food. So why do I feel weaker every year? Just getting up from a chair is harder. Carrying groceries feels heavier than it did 5 to 7 years ago." When we sat down and really looked at his diet, I noticed something. He was eating bread every single day, sometimes white bread, sometimes a wheat bread that looked brown and healthy. But most of it was refined bread, very low in protein, almost no fiber, and causing his blood sugar to spike and then crash like a roller coaster. And here's the part most people never connect. Every time your blood sugar shoots up and then crashes, your body has to fight back with hormones, insulin, then cortisol. And over time, that pattern helps wear down your muscles, making you weaker, more tired, less steady on your feet. Have you ever felt that way? You eat bread in the morning, feel awake at first, and a couple of hours later you're sluggish, tired, wanting to lie down? Or by late afternoon, your legs feel heavy, and you just don't feel like going for that walk anymore? The science behind this isn't too complicated. Let me put it very simply. And here comes the surprising part. The bread you choose every day can quietly help you do all of that, or quietly undo all of it. I'm not exaggerating this just to make a dramatic YouTube video. I see it in blood tests, in blood sugar readings, in body weight, in the shaky steps of patients when they walk into my office. I still clearly remember a patient I'm very fond of, Linda, 72. She came into my office, sat down and sighed, "Dr. Reed, I don't get it. I've been eating whole wheat bread like they say on TV. It's brown. The package says wheat. Why do I still feel tired and weak?" We took the bread she usually bought from the supermarket and looked at the label together. I showed her something most people never notice. On the outside, the loaf was brown and looked healthy. But in reality, it wasn't much different from white bread, just dyed brown with caramel coloring or a little molasses. I said to her, "You know, with this kind of bread, each slice is basically fast starch. Your blood sugar races up and then drops. But your muscles actually need the opposite. Slow, steady energy plus some protein alongside it." She was quiet for a moment, then smiled sadly. "So I've been feeding my body wrong for all these years?" I didn't see it as her fault at all. We live in a world where packaging and commercials constantly tell us multi-grain, wheat, made with whole grains. But if you don't read the ingredients closely, you're being misled. So why am I saying bread can be your muscle-building partner after 60? Let's imagine a different morning. Still 2 slices of bread, but this time they're sprouted grain bread or whole grain sourdough, or a hearty loaf packed with seeds, flax, chia, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Now each slice of bread. On top of that, you add, suddenly your same old breakfast you've had for years turns into a muscle-building meal with 25 to 30 grams of protein, lots of fiber, and plenty of minerals, without you having to become a gourmet cook or follow some extreme diet. You're still you. It's still the same kitchen table. The only difference is the loaf of bread got smarter. I want to ask you something, genuinely. If simply changing the type of bread you eat every day could give you an extra 10 to 15 grams of protein, more fiber, smoother blood sugar, less fatigue, less aching, do you feel that's a change worth making? A lot of people believe that to feel better after 60, they must do something huge. Heavy gym sessions, strict diets, a handful of supplements. But the truth is, your body responds very strongly to the small things that you repeat every day. The wrong slice of bread, repeated daily, year after year. The right slice of bread, also repeated daily, year after year. The question is, 5 years from now, do you want to be walking steadily, pulling your own suitcase on a trip, lifting your grandchild, or holding on to the railing, out of breath after just a few steps? In the next videos, I'm going to dive deeper into, but in this video, there's just one thing I want you to remember. After 60, every slice of bread is no longer just food. It's a decision about your future muscle, your independence, and whether you'll be able to take care of yourself. The next time you're standing in front of the bread aisle at the supermarket, I want you to remember this conversation. Look at the loaf in your hand and ask yourself, is this loaf taking me closer to a stronger, steadier body, or quietly slowing me down? And if you're watching this video today, it already means you still care about your health. To me, that alone is a beautiful first step. We'll keep walking this road together. One slice of bread, one meal, one step at a time, slowly but steadily. Now that we understand how something as simple as a slice of bread can quietly shape our muscles and energy, let's talk about the bigger picture, your everyday choices and how they accumulate over time. I want you to imagine a typical day in your life after 60. You wake up, have your breakfast, maybe watch the news or scroll through your phone. Then you go about your errands, maybe visit a friend, take a short walk. Nothing feels extraordinary. But here's the truth that many people don't notice. Every little choice you make, what you eat, how much you move, even how you sleep, adds up. I've seen it hundreds of times in my practice. Take Jane, 71, for example. She was active, cheerful, and came to see me because she was suddenly feeling stiff and tired after gardening, a hobby she had loved for decades. We looked at her daily routine, her meals, her habits, and guess what we found? She was skipping protein at breakfast and lunch, relying heavily on refined carbs, and barely moving in ways that built muscle. We made a small adjustment. We swapped her usual toast for a slice of sprouted grain bread, added a little cottage cheese and some seeds on top, and encouraged her to do 10 minutes of gentle resistance exercises while watching her favorite morning show. That was it. Just small changes. Within 3 weeks, she told me, "Dr. Reed, I feel like my body is waking up again. I can carry my watering can without feeling like I ran a marathon. Even standing from the couch feels lighter." It's incredible, but it's not magic. It's the body responding to consistency, even in small doses. And that's something I want you to really think about. Small, repeated actions over time shape your life after 60 much more than the big, sporadic efforts. Let's dive into another example, blood sugar stability. After 60, your body becomes less forgiving of spikes and crashes. Even if you were fine in your 40s or 50s, suddenly a slice of sweetened bread or a sugary snack can leave you feeling tired, irritable, or shaky. And over time, repeated spikes can increase inflammation in your muscles and joints, making everyday movements harder. One of my patients, Robert, 68, shared something that really stuck with me. "I thought I was just getting old. I blamed it on age. But then I realized I felt better on the days I skipped my usual morning bagel or replaced it with eggs and vegetables. Those days I had energy all morning, and even my back didn't ache as much." This is what I mean when I say your body tells the story of your life through your habits. Every meal, every walk, every decision, small choices accumulate to either strengthen your independence or slowly erode it. Now, I want to talk about protein and strength because this is where many people get confused. After 60, our muscles aren't just for showing off, they're for living. They help us rise from a chair, carry groceries, climb stairs, and prevent falls. And here's the key: muscles need protein and stable energy to stay strong. Think about your breakfast again. If it's just a slice of white or low-quality wheat bread, it gives a quick burst of energy, then your blood sugar crashes. But if you pair that same slice with a protein-rich topping, like eggs, Greek yogurt, or a spread of nut butter, you're giving your muscles the building blocks they need. Pair it with some fiber, and your energy is sustained, your cravings decrease, and your body can repair itself better. Let me share a small science tidbit that's easy to understand. When you eat protein, your body releases amino acids into your blood. These are the raw materials your muscles use to repair and grow. After 60, you need this every day. Skip it, and your muscles slowly weaken. Include it, and you can maintain strength and independence well into your 70s and 80s. Now, I also want you to imagine this. It's late afternoon, and you feel a little tired, maybe a bit stiff. You sit down and think, maybe I shouldn't go for my walk today. Here's what I want you to realize. Your muscles, your energy, your independence, they are listening to you all the time. Every step you take, every meal you choose, every small movement is like a conversation with your body. One of my patients, Mary, 70, told me once, "I didn't believe walking 10 minutes a day could make a difference. But now, after 3 months, I can carry my groceries in one trip instead of two. I sleep better, and even my balance feels stronger." It's not about dramatic changes or punishing routines. It's about listening to your body, responding with small, thoughtful actions, and being consistent. So here's the takeaway I want to leave you with in this part of our conversation. Imagine the life you want in 5 years. Walking steadily, laughing with your grandchildren, traveling, gardening, cooking, living fully. Every small choice you make today, what bread you eat, how you move, how you nourish yourself, writes that future. And that, my friends, is the real power you hold after 60. Now, as we reflect on this whole story, I want you to take a moment to think about the small choices you make today. The slice of bread you eat, the steps you take, the habits you nurture. Every action, no matter how small, is a building block for your health, independence, and joy in life. Have you ever realized that seemingly simple things can make such a big difference? I always encourage my patients to start with small, manageable changes, repeated every day, because that's where real progress happens. And I want you, right now, to listen to your body, notice how it feels, and think about one small change you could make today. If this message has inspired you even a little, please hit the like button to share this message with the people you care about, who may also want to stay strong, healthy, and independent. If you have your own experiences, habits, or tips that help you feel healthy after 60, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story and share more insights from real life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future videos, where we'll explore simple but effective strategies to live healthier, more energetic, and enjoy every precious moment of life. Together, we can turn small changes into big strength for both body and mind. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, it's never too late to start building your health and happiness.